bilateral meeting with President Putin on 1st of June. And the second day, that is 2nd of June, he would be participating in St. Petersburg Economic Forum. All these things are happening in St. Petersburg for the first time in the history of India and Russia relation. The bilateral summit will be happening outside Moscow. We all know that the strategic partnership between the two countries was established in the year 2000, which was raised to the level of special and privileged strategic partnership in the year 2010. Ever since, and Russia is the only country with which we have yearly annual summits. This will be the 18th in series. And the first day, that is the 1st of June, that the Prime Minister would be having interaction with President Putin. He would be having the standard restricted talks, delegation level talks, followed by interaction with the CEOs forum, which will be assembling there separately. Agreements which would have been ready by then would be signed, followed by media interaction. That will be the main segment in the afternoon time, which will be followed thereafter by one-to-one dinner between the President Putin and Prime Minister Modi. This is something which has been found to be extremely useful for the leaders to connect and interact with each other on issues of interest to them, which will continue even during this summit in St. Petersburg. Just to give you a backdrop to the entire thing, as we all know, the last summit, 17th, had happened in Goa. And ever since October, so it's less than a year that the President and Prime Minister will be meeting again in St. Petersburg. The fact that the summit is happening in St. Petersburg, along with the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, reconfirms the point that there's an emphasis in enhancing, strengthening trade and economic relations. Because we all know that India-Russia relations in the area of defense, nuclear, and space is already very, very ahead. In the area of trade and economy, there are efforts made. The trade had reached up to 10 billion, but it has come down for a variety of reasons, hovering around $7 billion. Investment itself has done a great job last year, particularly reaching almost the target which was set by the leaders of the two countries, that is $30 billion by 2025. Investment has already reached almost that level, but in the trade area we need to do a lot. A couple of ideas are there on the table which are being pursued, and new areas are being added. People-to-people relations, science and technology collaboration, and there are many things which have happened. If I recount all that has happened since the last summit till now, when they will be meeting again, the highlights of them will be that a series of governors from the Russian regions have come and interacted with our leaders here, which essentially means that we are going beyond the national level to the sub-national level, where the regions of Russia, states of India, they interact with each other, because we all know the real business and trade actually happens at the level of not only states, but also the level of the cities. All these things are happening on this count. Foreign Secretary had been to Moscow in the month of March for Foreign Office consultations and also, of course, preparation of the summit. That was preceded by National Security Advisor's visit in January, and he actually visited again. Yesterday, he finished his visit, the second one in the same year. And our defense minister also was there in Russia, in Moscow, in the month of April. So you see a lot of preparatory engagements have happened since the last summit. The intensity of engagement with Russia has enhanced. There are many others which I am not recounting here for the benefit of brevity here. Gopal, with that, I would just say that we are looking ahead with this very, very important visit to Russia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, GV. Now I request Shri Randhir Jaiswal for his briefing on the visits to Germany, Spain and France.
Good afternoon, friends. We have the Prime Minister visiting 3 countries in the Europe West region that I look after. Prime Minister will be traveling to Germany on 29th for the 4th Indo-German intergovernmental consultations. This is a unique format that we have with Germany, wherein both the leaders are assisted by ministers to carry forward bilateral and global discussions. Let me give you a brief outline of what the program looks like. PM will arrive in Berlin on 29th in the evening. The same day, same time, around in the evening, we have a meeting scheduled with Chancellor Merkel at Schloss Messeburg, which is the official country retreat of the German Chancellor. Both the leaders will discuss issues of regional and global importance over dinner there. The following day, on 30th May, PM and Chancellor Merkel will hold the 4th IGC, that is Intergovernmental Consultations, to review the state of our bilateral relations. As I told you, they'll be assisted by several ministers on both sides. Both the leaders will be taking stock of where we stand on the decisions that were taken at the 3rd IGC, which was held in Delhi in October of 2015. And they will also talk about what are the future issues that the two sides would like to look into so as to strengthen and deepen Indo-German relations further. Some of the ministers who would be participating from our side include Minister for Science and Technology, Dr. Harshvardhan, Minister for New and Renewable Energy, Shri Piyush Goyal, Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, Minister of State for External Affairs, Shri M.J. Akbar. Similarly, from the German side, for those who are interested, we have the Foreign Minister of Germany, Mr. Sigmar Gabriel, Education Minister, Mrs. Johanna Wanka, Transport Minister, Mr. Dobrindt, Development Cooperation Minister, Mr. Gerd Muller, and Environment Minister, Ms. Barbara Hendricks, and Economic Minister, Ms. Brigitte Gypris participating. Several MOUs are expected to be signed. This would obviously broaden the scope and expand the canvas of bilateral cooperation that we have with Germany. Thereafter, PM and Chancellor Merkel, they will jointly address India-German Business Summit. Before that, they will interact with a select group of CEOs, keeping in mind that economic relations with Germany is an important and the most important pillar of our partnership. It has a preponderance over other areas. Towards late afternoon, Prime Minister will call on German President, His Excellency Dr. Frank-Walter Steinmeier, and thereafter in the evening he'll depart for Spain. Just to give you a very brief outline of what are the areas that we are looking at. Obviously, Germany and India are strategic partners. We have a strategic partnership going back to 2000. Our economic partnership is very strong. We have, it is the largest trade partner for India in the European Union. It is also one of the leading sources of foreign direct investment into India. We have more than 1,600 German companies plus 600 joint ventures here in India, and German economic profile, support, excellence, expertise, they match into our development priorities, be it Make in India, Skill India, Clean India, Digital India, Smart Cities, so on and so forth. Skills cooperation is an important component. Many of you here would be aware of the global reputation of dual wet system of training that Germany has. We have initiated cooperation on the skill side, and we want to take it further. Several areas of work is underway. We look forward to deepening this particular aspect of our bilateral cooperation during the visit. Thereafter, we have development cooperation, which is a broad area of cooperation. Technology partner, it is one of our leading technology partners. It is also one of our leading science and technology partners. Education, in the field of education, we have a large number of students now going to Germany. We see how best we can also see to bring their convening strength, how do we look at strengthening our partnership. On the global partnership, we have our two countries are closely engaged on several global issues of common concern, including expansion of the UN Security Council, how we deal with terrorism worldwide, and also of other issues of importance in the multilateral arena. So those will be by and large what we are going to discuss in our effort to strengthen India-Germany relations. Thereafter, Prime Minister goes to Spain. This visit to Spain by our Prime Minister is happening after almost 30 years. The last visit was in 1988 when then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi traveled to Madrid. But nonetheless, our Prime Minister did have an interaction with President of the government of Spain, His Excellency Mr. Mariano Rajoy in Antalya in November 2015 on the sidelines of G20 summit. Prime Minister will have official engagements, meeting, and thereafter will have a luncheon engagement with Prime Minister Rajoy. Before that, he'll be calling on the King of Spain, King Felipe VI, and also hold a roundtable interaction with select group of CEOs from Spain who are keen to invest and expand their presence here in India. Economic partnership is an important pillar of our engagement with Spain. There are almost 200 Spanish companies here in India, but more importantly, the Spanish expertise and competencies fit very well into our own national priority programs. Some of you here would know the Spanish reputation in the field of renewable energy, in the field of high-speed rail, infrastructure, tunneling, technology solution including civil aviation, airspace management, wastewater management, so on and so forth. We look forward to engaging Spain and their businesses in our national development programs and priority programs, and see how best we can further strengthen their business presence, and thereafter our own bilateral cooperation. Discussions with Spain will not be limited to bilateral issues. We'll be discussing global issues of common concern. Terrorism, of course, and terrorism cooperation on counter-terrorism will be an important element of that agenda. Then from Spain, Prime Minister travels to Germany, on which my colleague has from Spain, Prime Minister will be traveling to Russia, and after Russia he comes back to France. He'll be in Paris on second evening, and on third he has official engagement with the newly elected President of France, His Excellency Mr. Emmanuel Macron. The two leaders will have an official meeting, and thereafter the Prime Minister returns to India. France, as you know, is a leading strategic partner for India. We have very strong ongoing cooperation in the fields in strategic areas, space area, civ nuke area, in the defense area, in the economic area, also in global partnership. They are an important member of the Security Council. We are closely working with them on several issues of common concern. All these issues will be discussed. It will be an opportune moment for our leaders to meet and take the relationship forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Randhir and GV. May we now open the floor for a few questions. We will take all the questions first on Russia and then on Germany, Spain and France.